We're now the world's largest fab. It looks very sparse right now. We call it we just started installing equipment 1 week ago. That's why it's very sparse. Essentially, we will have so eventually we will have 4,200 pieces of equipment here, which will make it look very similar to the T1 fab you just saw. So all this area will be full with equipment. And also, of that equipment, over 40% are from U.S. manufacturers. And of course, that includes Applied Materials, which is the world's largest semiconductor equipment company. And we have Roop over here from Applied Materials who will explain the equipment we use.
Good evening, everyone. It's truly an honor to meet you, Mr. President, and all of our respected guests. Welcome to Samsung. We are Applied Materials, and I'm Roop Singh. I work in Applied Materials Santa Clara. I support CVD products, which is chemical vapor deposition products. This is what this system is all about. This particular system that we're looking at is it's called Producer GT system, and it's actually one of the best-selling CVD systems in Applied Materials. And in fact, over 5,000 systems were sold in 2018 in Samsung, and that was a big proud of moment for us. Now this first part of the system that we're looking at is called FI, and it's the front. It's the factory interface. Now we have the system called OHT on the top. It's called the overhead transportation. It's basically calibrated to each low port that we're looking at. It drops the food onto the low port, and the FI robots pick up the wafers from there and then transfer over to the next via chamber or the lower lock. And then from there on, the vapor goes into the transfer chamber. And then from transfer chamber, it goes into a process chamber. And then process chamber we can see on either side of the transfer chamber on the back side. And that particular chamber we're looking at today is called HARP system. It's a high aspect ratio process, PMD, which is a pre-metal deposition. So why this is so important, why this is a new generation FI. So this FI is equipped with high throughput fast robots, which means you can produce more number of wafers. It's very important for all of us, for all the customers, specifically Samsung, to have a high throughput system. Now, I want to give a very short example, and then I'll wrap it up within a minute. And then we're living in a new era of growth. We're constantly growing at a much faster rate than we used to. Now, that could be related to intelligent age, AI, big data, machine learning languages, so forth, right? So which means we need to meet our demands, supply and demand for our customers. We all agree that COVID-19 had a big impact on all of our lives, in terms of social life, in terms of our business, our economy, our specifically semiconductor companies. And why it's so important for us to invest in semiconductor companies? Because we lost so much during COVID, right? So now we're supposed to travel to Korea 2 years ago for starting a newer generation system, which is capable of that system that we're looking at. That can produce 2 wafers at a time, or deposit 2 wafers at a time. The newer generation system that we're working on, that me and my team are here for, we can produce multiple wafers, which means we can have a higher throughput for our customers, right? So in order to do that, we actually supported our customer virtually, remotely from Santa Clara. But in order to do that, we need to generate a lot of data, a lot of the networking to upload it on the cloud. And then from the cloud, it goes to your devices, your laptop, your tablet, your phone, and so forth, right? But in order for that to happen, we need to generate multiple trillions of transistors. In order to do that, our customers have to produce or manufacture more chips. Samsung is doing a tremendous job to the opening of new fabs. They're producing more chips. So as our Applied Materials, it's our responsibility, it's our, we want to grow further. And then this is all about this system. Why it's important? Because we're trying to generate more wafers in a less time. And this is all it's about. It's about making it possible, making it better.
Thank you very much. Well, okay, let's move down here and We'll visit another U.S. manufacturer. As we go down here.
Very nice meeting you, everyone. I'm from Santa Clara, San Jose. Nice meeting you. Thank you. Thank you, President. Thank you.
웨이퍼가 저 안에 들어있고요. 밖으로 나오지 않습니다. 이게 달라져요. 기계에서만 왔다 갔다 하고 위에서 내려오고. 아닙니다. 저희가 처음부터 만들어낸 방법이에요. 예. 그러니까 실리콘 자체는 저희가 만들고요. 그리고 그 위에다 이제 저희가 패턴을 그려요. 저게 다 그 역할을 하는 거예요. 저거는 화학약품을 위에 덮으면 노광을 통해 가지고 패턴을 그리죠. So President Biden, if you can come this way, please. Move on. Down this way. So I mentioned this is the world's largest fab. And if we can stand over here, President Biden, President Yoon. And please take a look over that way. Yeah, so if you see the wall back there, from that wall over to this wall is 350 yards. And this is half of the first floor of this fab. So we have a space this big. We have 4 of them within this fab. Another floor, and this one is twice the size from that wall. So that gives you a good idea about how large this fab is. And also, you saw the overhead transports from P1 on the ceiling, yes? You can see how the rails go on like this. And in this fab, this length is over 60 miles within this fab.
Will this be like the first facility you showed us when it's completed? Will it be like the first facility you showed us when it's completed?
Yes, so it'll be as full as that first facility.
Gotcha.
We will start running this back next week. We'll bring it to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so here we have another U.S. manufacturer called KLA Tencor. They are the 5th largest equipment manufacturer in the world, and they're based in Milpitas, California. So here we have Peter, who will explain some of the equipment for us.
Hi, it's nice to meet you all. My name is Peter, and I work for KLA. We make the inspection and the metrology tools that help make today's semiconductor industry a reality. As an example, this is the Alaris tool, which is used to measure the very thin film thicknesses in nanometers of those films that are deposited on the semiconductor devices during fabrication. To achieve these measurements, we shine a very bright light onto the device. We collect the light as it's being reflected, and we look at the change in the polarization of that light. And from that polarization change, we determine the film thicknesses and other material properties of that original semiconductor.
I'm a little trouble hearing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can't hear me? Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you pull that mic up a little bit?
Closer?
Okay.
Yes.
Is this better?
That's better.
Wonderful. Okay. So I work for KLA. We make the inspection. Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you speak up a little bit because the speaker isn't that loud over here? So.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, that sounds better. So KLA makes the inspection and the metrology equipment that help makes today's semiconductor industry a reality. This tool here is part of the Alaris family of tools, which is used to measure the thicknesses in nanometers of the very thin films that are deposited during device fabrication. To achieve these measurements, we shine a very bright light onto the device, we collect its reflection, and we look at the change of the polarization of that light. And from there, we can determine the film thickness and other material properties of that original device.
Okay. Thank you very much, Peter.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Okay, now let's do this with
Forget to vote, Peter.
Oh, I'm so sorry?
Don't forget to vote.
Oh, I will not.
You may be here, but don't forget to vote.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to interpret into
So now let's move to the third equipment
Thank you.
manufacturer.
I appreciate it.
This company is called Lam Technologies, and this one is based in Fremont, California, and it is the 3rd largest equipment company in the world. So, President Biden, President Yoon, And we have Shashank, who will explain his equipment to you now.
So, good evening, President Biden, President Yoon, and welcome. So I'm Shashank Deshmukh from Live Research, and Live Research makes etch, deposition, and clean equipment to make semiconductors. And what you are looking here is our Altis tungsten deposition tool, which deposits tungsten using an atomic layer deposition process, and which is also called ALD. And in ALD, tungsten is deposited one atomic layer at a time, and this allows us
Very